Welcome back to the Recovery Tapes for episode number 36. My name's Gary and I'm your host. And as you can see for you watching on YouTube, we are back in the studio back to back for another big episode. You might see a few things on the table here. Today's guest is not just a no one doing nothing. This is someone who is having a fucking crack. And I really back you, bro. I reckon you're going to go far. So
I appreciate that, my brother. I really do. Thank you.
Man. So do you want to tell us your name and how old you are?
Jordi Britton. I'm 27. Like the bro here just said, and start my own brand. Inspiring to be a bodybuilder, content creator. Trying my best to spread awareness about addiction, help young men in the process. And I've got a hell of a story to tell. That's why we're here today. So it's had a fucking good conversation, eh?
Yeah, bro. I'm excited about this because we've been chatting on social media for quite some time, haven't we?
Yeah, bro. We've been exchanging back and forth for a while now, bro. Yeah.
I think straight away I knew when I offered to buy you a drink, like on the way, and you're like, no, I got the exact drink that you was thinking. I was like, this is going to be fucking fire, man.
Yeah, bro. White Monster is the GOAT, but.
Feel free to sponsor me, by the way, Monster, if you are listening.
Yeah, same.
So how long have you been clean for?
How long have I been clean for? All right, so right now,
Yep.
7 months, but I've been in recovery for 2.5 years, bro. So
Yeah.
26th of December, 2023.
Okay.
I pulled the pin. I've had a few relapses since then, bro. Longest stint I ever went was, I think, 6 months sober. So I'm on my longest stint right now of 7 months, but I've been in recovery for, 2.5 years, bro.
Yeah. It's not easy, man. It's one of those things where sounds like a bit of a cliche, but, you've got to get back on the horse and then back on the horse and back on the horse until you learn to fucking ride that thing. I'm still learning and going over bumps and cliffs and all sorts of shit 8.5 years in, like stuff I'm still learning today about myself. So
yeah, 100%. Like as you said on my socials, I promote my own personal rules of sobriety, and I catch myself still slipping up on them myself, So it's a hell of a journey. I don't like it being my whole identity though.
Yeah, well said.
But
well said.
The reality is addiction's been, I wouldn't be who I am without the addiction.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do the things I do on a daily basis without being an addict. So, there's pros and cons to it, but it's been a hell of a journey, still is.
So tell us about the ride sort of thing, like how old was you when it all started?
So I'd say I had my first hit of a billy when I was about 12 years old. It all started from there, recreational use and that. I'm going to say 14 years old, drinking, partying, smoking pot, and the eckies come in and all that in that scene, eckies come in. And then I've always been a heavy drinker for some reason, smoke pot every day and then gradually went on to alcohol, bro. Then around like 14, I would say, well, realistically, I think my addiction come from prescription meds and actual doctors, bro. Like I've got a hell of a story with mental health and all that, bro. I've been through the system, detox centers, been bounced around the mental health system, different counselling places, drug and alcohol use centers, MEADS, mental health clinics and stuff like that, right? And from a young age, I was told, I was labelled with so much shit, oh, you've got this, you got that, PTSD, bipolar. I was rocking up to school, high school, with a Ziploc bag with all this different prescription meds in that they wanted me to take.
Yeah, right.
At such a young age, bro, and that's where it come from, But at that point, I didn't know, I wasn't addicted, I'd say, to the prescription meds. It was still the weed and alcohol and eckies and all that. And then, I'd say the biggest downfall was prescription meds and obviously the gear. Done it all, bro. You know how they say you're either a binge drinker or you're an everyday user? Mix saying both, bro. I can do the marathon and the sprint.
It's not an uncommon thing, man. And just the chat we're having off camera before as well, a lot of guys in our age bracket sort of you said you're 27, I'm about 32. So I reckon in that 5 years between your age group and my age group, there's a lot of guys that have that same story.
Oh, most definitely, bro.
It's the same. I wouldn't really blame life or the way things were.
Or the city.
Nah, I wouldn't say it's like that, but like I do feel like you just said then, coming to school with the bag of meds and that, I feel like our age group had sort of that, like a lot of guys are on Valium or Seropax, or they were on fucking, you know, whatever else labeled under all this stuff. And then a lot of us turned into drug addicts, man.
100%, man. Like, and, you know, obviously environment matters as well. How you grow up matters. Like, I would say it was almost inevitable for me. Yeah. You know, my family's had a huge go of addiction, you know, like through all the males in my family, big drinkers, never drugs, big drinkers though. And it's just one of those demons, I think, that all my family members have as well, you know? Yeah. And that was just like the cherry on top, bro. The prescription meds, going through all of that at a young age, you know, confuses you, bro. Yeah. Confuses you. Yeah.
A young, unformed brain.
Yeah.
You're still going through those teenage years with all those emotions, aren't you, with your puberty, and you just starting to figure out what you like in girls. Your ego's starting to blossom. Like, it's a sensitive time for a young man, you know, like, and I don't think enough people talk about it, to be honest. And that's why I'm really glad that you've come in to sit down with me, because I feel like what you know is going to be able to help other young blokes listen to this and be like, if he's vulnerable and opening up about it, it's okay for me to talk too.
Yeah, well, that's the plan, bro, because like, you know, although like there's this huge thing, you know, on social media, like it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
You know, I agree with that, you know, but what you do with it matters, you know, who you talk to matters, you know, and you can't really have a victim mentality about it all. But I would recommend for any young man going through anything to speak their problems to their loved ones or whoever they've got, because all it can take is a small conversation like this to get something off your chest, bro. And like I always say, laughter's the best medicine, bro. You sit down with like some good fellas, you have a good yarn, you have a laugh, bro. Like you walk away, you know, weights off your shoulders.
Actually, there's a dude on TikTok. He's doing it at Scarborough he's like, I should know this. Should be more onto it. Sorry, everyone. We'll just call him the TikTok dude for now, eh? Yeah. He's hosting like these fucking meetups with all random blokes. And so like, you don't have to message him. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to do anything. You just show up to the amphitheater at like 8 o'clock every Sunday or whatever. And they're getting guys to just, if you want to speak, you can speak. If you don't, you can sit there and just listen or whatever.
Absorb it all, yeah.
Yeah, and it's fucking, shout out to that guy. Like, I'm sure, I asked him to come on, but he said he had a bit on. So I assume he's trying to build his own brand and get himself where he needed to be before he actually started, you know, doing it. But
yeah, good move.
I feel like people like us and what we're doing, I feel like we're going to be the next wave for young guys coming out of Perth as well.
Well, let's hope so, bro, because like you said, like, I don't know if it's a curse, but it's just something in all of Australia, bro. You know, you grow up a young male, let's say you got no role models, or maybe you got role models that promote everything that you don't want to be, you know, but you end up you end up going down that path one way or another. Maybe not as bad as others, but you know, even recreational drug use, it takes a toll. Takes a toll on anyone, and like, yeah, younger men need to know this for sure. Yeah, there's better things in life than indulging in drugs, partying, drinking, wasting your life away.
So let's get into that. Let's broach on that topic, because I'm not going to do the normal run-of-the-mill interview where I just pep you with questions, because I figured we could do this more in a conversation format. Like, I am starting to grow as a podcaster and realizing that I've sat down in this very chair a few times and just done the whole question after question after question thing. Yeah. And I'm starting to realize that the feedback I'm getting is more positive just off the flow of a conversation.
Yeah,
so
100%, bro.
That's what I want to do with you today. So alcohol and fake confidence.
Alcohol and fake confidence. All right. So what that means to me, bro, is, well, me personally, and one of the reasons why this would be a topic is because, you know, I've lived my whole life in fear, bro, which comes from from a young child. You know, I've lived my whole life in fear. So when I drank alcohol, it masked that, as it does with anything, pain or whatever. But like when you live your life in fear and there's this substance out there that can take that anxiety away or strip it away, and you choose to do it, like that's not who you are. That's not who you are. You know, that's a mask, you know, alcohol does these things to you. And when you spend too long on that journey, you lose yourself. And I've talked about it on my socials before, like, when you go down that road of addiction or fake confidence, pretending to be someone you're not, like through substance abuse, the rebuild is crazy.
The rebuild's where it happens.
Yeah, the rebuild is crazy, bro, because you lose your way. You get sober. You think you know who you are. You get smacked by a brick wall. You don't have a damn clue who you are. You've been faking it the whole time.
It's one of the reasons why I'm still learning at 8.5 years, man.
Yeah.
I'm still learning stuff about myself. Now I'm going like, holy shit, like I'm not that guy. Or after having kids and, you know, working so hard to get my family to where I need to be, like, no, I'm not going to the pub.
Yeah.
And you know exactly what I mean when I say that. Like, I'm not going to the barbecue with the guys on a Saturday night, bro, because all it's going to take is your mate's mate to fucking pull out a bag.
Bang.
After you've had a couple of beers. And man, like, I still don't trust myself, bro.
100%, bro.
And I'm aware of that. You know, it's like while we're getting a bit vulnerable on the pod and stuff like that, like it wasn't that long ago that I caught up with an old friend from school and I had my guard up big time.
Yeah.
I knew in the back of my head, in my mind's mind, like this isn't going to go well. But I hadn't seen him in a long time. And I thought to myself, I went against my gut instinct. And this cunt offered me a shot, man, pulled out a halfway. Like I fucking, man, like I had a thought, like it crossed my mind and I was like, holy shit, Gary. Like, and so it's another reason why I just went head first into the podcast, because I was like, people need to hear about this.
Oh, 100%, bro. Like, and people might take that as like, oh, you know, that's a distraction.
Yeah.
You know what? If a distraction is what it takes, bro, to be sober, then chase it, you know, but make sure you at least sort of understanding the process along the way. You know, you can't always run from everything, but I done the same, bro. Like when I got sober, you know, I dove straight into the gym, discipline, content creation, you know, and it wasn't until I got into a relationship, shout out my lovely partner, by the way, until I got into a relationship where I thought I had healed so much, you know, I thought I'd gone through all this like shit and fixed it through discipline and like this relentless grind, like this 3 a.m. grind. And then, you know, when you meet someone and they, you know, they pick you apart and they, you know, your emotions come to the surface, bro. Like you realize, nah, I've got a lot to learn, a lot to work on. But I sort of done the same thing, I'd say. Yeah, 100%.
And I guess like going back to the topic of what we're talking about with the alcohol and the, you know, the fake confidence. Yeah. It's something that you really have to be careful with, especially in Australia. Like with our culture, so to speak, is like, you know, sink tins. Yeah. Do this, do that. It's all going to be all right. She'll be right. Like, it's not going to be all right. It is. Yeah. Like it's not going to be all right. It
doesn't have to be though.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, 100%, bro. Yeah.
So discipline changing my life. What does that mean to you? Like what would you say to someone if they asked you, how has discipline changed your life?
Structure.
Okay.
Structure. It's very important to have structure, you know, and having a structure requires discipline, and it can be small, it can be simple. These small acts of discipline daily stack up, these little wins of discipline, you know, and it changed my life because even though if you don't have life figured out, but you get up in the morning, you go, all right, I need to make my bed. That's one thing done. you might not have found your true purpose yet, but at least you got some small to work on, you know, and then you just stack up the wins daily. And like discipline, I think Mike Tyson said it the best, bro. He says discipline is doing things you hate like you love it.
Yeah.
You know, and that requires willpower, bro, and repetition. And as you know, just like when you use drugs, the deeper you go into it, the harder it is. And it's the same for discipline. The deeper you go, the more repetitive you are, the more relentless you are. Like you find structure, you find routine, you find out things that you don't want to do, who you don't want to be. Discipline's crazy, man. It's necessary.
It's definitely one of the words that I would highlight in my dictionary of life. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, bro. When you're doing what we're doing, like, you know, like some days you don't want to do it.
Nah.
You know, discipline, you know, saying no to that drink, discipline. That's self-control, you know.
Starting a brand, getting up at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Man.
Discipline.
Yeah. Discipline, bro.
Yeah.
100%. And like when you relapse and you fail, you know, and you say you got to get back up, you're not always going to be disciplined, you know. You can slip up and then you just try again. That's all you can do, and that's all that matters at the end of the day, just trying.
I guess no one's like, you're not perfect either. Like, not you, not me, not fucking Austin here, and anyone. Like, no one's perfect, and you're never going to be perfect. There's not a perfect way to be sober, disciplined, an ambassador, a businessman, fucking like a gym guy. Like, what? No one's perfect.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's maybe something that young men in society today might be a little bit caught up on with social media. Like,
I am myself, bro.
Yeah, okay. Tell us about that.
That's a big thing for me, bro. And my partner was the one that told me this, you know. She's like, you know what it is, Jordi? You've always got to show up 110% in every room that you go into.
Yeah, okay.
Like all the time. Like I've just always, you know, trying to be ahead of the game, like always like just go, you know what I mean? And yeah, she pointed that out and I didn't know it about myself, you know. Same sort of thing. Like it's like perfection. You need to do everything right, and that's a heavy burden to carry, bro, because you beat yourself up a lot. So you got to sort of learn to enjoy the process, which I haven't yet, but we're on that journey, bro. We're on that journey. Yeah.
I actually saw that on social media the other day. Actually, it was like, because there's a lot of running content going at the moment on there, isn't there? Like with all guys running, and then there's like a motivational quote will come up, and it's like this dude, and he's like running, and he's like got a drone. You can tell it's a drone video, like the drone's filming him, and he's like, when you're on your journey, it's like, don't forget to enjoy your life along the way. And it got me in the feels, man. I was like, fuck, I've been working so hard trying to do all this shit, like making fucking things on CapCut and doing this, and like, I was sat back and looked at my family and was like, I just shut the computer and was like, my son's there. He's 2 years old, you know.
This is what matters.
Yeah, my daughter's fucking about to turn 8, and she's like just got her 3rd belt in martial arts.
Yeah, good on her.
And she's fucking killing it, bro.
Yeah,
and
sweet,
like,
bro.
Yeah, I'm so proud of her. Like, she has taught me discipline again.
Yeah.
Just off the back of what we were saying. Like, so.
Well, you got to make your children proud, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing. You got people relying on you, bro. Like it requires discipline.
She said to me, like, Daddy, I'm scared when she went for grading.
Yeah.
Because the way they grade them is like, they have all these kids in this room. Yeah. And there's like 4 or 5 like proper strict instructors, and they call out like all these combos and this and that, and they're all in there and they're in front of this big mirror, and it's like, for a young kid, it would be a like X amount of kids pass and X amount of kids fail, you know, and obviously every kid there is scared of failure in front of all the parents that are watching. When we were driving there, she's like, I'm scared, Daddy, like, you know. And I watched her just turn it on, bro, when she went in there.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. And I was so proud, like I was standing there, and then she came running up to me with her new belt, and she's like, Daddy, I did it. And straight away in that moment, I was like, this little girl has just taught me what the fuck it is to show up for yourself again.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
100%.
Yeah, man.
I'm yet to have that, bro. Definitely a dream of mine, man. I always say, like, I'll give it all up.
Yeah.
I'll give it all up just for children, you know, because like we said, at the end of the day, that's really what matters, you know.
I guess like in the old fucking Christian way of saying things like your job as a man is to like find a wife and have kids, you know?
Protect and provide.
Yeah, 100%.
Lead with love, you know? 100%, man. And I'm a Christian man.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yep.
All glory to Jesus Christ, baby.
So you got baptized, eh?
I did, bro, yeah.
Was that in the river or?
It was, bro. Swan River. I think over 800 people got baptized that day, bro.
Do you mind speaking about that?
Yeah, man. Like, I've been on the journey with Jesus Christ for a long time. Yep. And one thing I will say to everyone is like a lot of people on the outside of religion, whatever you want to call it, right? They look in on Christians and they say, how can you call yourself Christian when you live this way? Or you do this?
Yep.
That's the point. That is the point. We all fall short of the glory of God. That is the truth. And that's why the only way to heaven is through Jesus Christ, right? And, you know, he died for our sins on that cross. Whether you want to believe it or not, there's historical evidence, maybe not scientific evidence, but there's definitely historical. And I touch on that on my socials as well.
Yep.
But the process of getting baptized, man, like I said, I always fell short. I was always unworthy. Like I've been like on this process with Jesus Christ for maybe 2-3 years, you know, no one religious in my family.
Okay.
I made that decision myself, you know. And I would say I don't just go blind into it. I've done my research, you know, and you know, and then from the rest there, like when you let Jesus in, it all just comes to light, bro. And the process of me getting baptized anyway was like I was in a bad place. I didn't go to church for 3 weeks. I wasn't praying. I wasn't disciplined. I wasn't practicing the fruits. Like, and another thing I will say, just because you go to church doesn't make you a follower of Jesus Christ. But yeah, I wasn't going to church for 3 weeks.
Okay.
Right. And I felt, you know, a bit out of it, bro, a few demons. And then it was Easter weekend. I got the opportunity. So they were talking about it like at church. Some bloke that I've only met once at church out of nowhere, right? I haven't prayed for 3 weeks. I'm in the shower. I prayed for the first time.
Yep.
The next day I get a text from this bloke. He's like, you know, just thinking about you, like something in my gut is telling me something's wrong, like just reaching out, just being friendly, right? Mm-hmm. That happened. The day after, me and my partner, we pull up to her house. Her next door neighbor works at the church and that. She's like, oh, can we pray for you? She's like, can we pray for you, whatever? She's like, I hope I see you at the baptism and all this. Prayed for us in that moment. I hopped in the car with my missus and my missus has said to me, she's like, that's it. That's the sign. And this is all up to Easter weekend, all these signs like happen and all that, you know, and I still wasn't ready, but that's the whole point. I made the decision and it's the best decision I've ever made in my life.
Yeah, nice work, man.
Yeah, bro. But
nice work.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend looking into Jesus Christ if you haven't, bro.
It's actually funny, bro. Like there's someone on socials that I grew up with and you might have seen Michael Todd is a rebuild coach.
That's Jackson's
he's a good mate of mine, bro.
Brother or something, eh?
Yeah. He's a good mate of mine. And like after I met Jackson and done the episode here, I was like, Michael said he's going to come on, so I'm going to get him to come on when the time's right. But
yeah, sweet, bro.
I was sitting back talking to my missus about it and I'm like, I just had this, I had like a moment like that where I was like, I can feel it. And our other mate who's, shout out to you, Bronson, you mad cunt. Yeah. He's fucking, bro, he's just one of the brothers. I love him, man. He's like, but even he had the same thing as like in a very similar time period as me.
Yeah.
Apparently he came to Michael and was like, bro, like I'm sick of going to jail. I'm sick of fucking using. I'm sick of being in court. Like I'm sick of this shit. Like I think I can feel God coming into my life, you know? And it was just funny how it all happened around the same time as me. And I sort of like, I haven't acted on it or done anything towards it, but it's something I find myself like gravitating towards guys like yourself, Jackson, Michael. Like it's definitely
that gave me chills, bro.
Yeah,
that honestly gave me chills, bro, because like that's the point, and I think that's one of my purposes. Like, despite everything else I do, like where we go after this life matters, bro.
Yeah,
and Jesus wants disciples. He wants people. He calls not on the healed, he calls on the people in struggle, you know what I mean? That's what he does. He pulls you from the trenches and reveals the truth to you. So on that topic, bro, like if you ever want to link up, you ever want to come to church, bro, because like it took me a long time to get comfortable in church, bro, from the life that I come from to like walking in there and all these people, you know, touching you, friendly, you know, you're suspicious of them.
Yeah, okay.
Because when people are too friendly, like, oh, they've got an agenda.
Yeah.
You know, that's just how we think, survival mode and that, you know. But no, 100%, bro. If you're looking into it, bro, you can always hit me up on the gram, ask any questions, bro. I recommend if you wanted to and you want to start somewhere, bro, just the New Testament. Yeah, read the Gospels.
Yeah. I mean, like, I've had a few moments in my life where I'm fucking lucky to be here, bro.
Facts.
Like, lucky to be here by the skin of my teeth. So there's definitely something watching over me, man.
Yeah,
definitely
bro.
something watching over me,
bro.
So just off the back of that, I think we should get into a chat. Why are young men struggling, in your opinion?
Why are young men struggling?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I think, honestly, and a lot of people are going to hate me for saying this, but the government have an agenda.
Bro, I don't think a lot of people will hate you for that. I think a lot of people would agree.
Yeah. People that are intelligent, yes. But look, I think the government have an agenda. I think they're pushing to break the family unit, you know, because they want people distracted. They want people weak.
Yeah.
You know, so that they turn families inside out on each other, you know. They cause war in the home. They demasculate men. You know, they promote all this toxic masculinity when really it's biological. Like, men just have these traits, and, you know, social media's promoting it so hard that young men these days can't be men anymore. You know, they do one thing. You know, take, for example, I had someone say to me, Jordi, why are you so competitive? Why do you always want to win? It's like, that's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point. What do you mean? You should want to win. You should be hungry. You should be competitive. You know, it's in us, but, you know, they'll call that toxic. There's just this huge thing getting promoted to turn men and women against each other. And I think men cop it more than women do.
Have you ever heard of the podcast Modern Wisdom?
Nah, never.
I'll show you it before we leave.
Yeah.
There is a massive culture going on at the moment by whoever's spreading it, like whoever it is, whether it's the governments or whether it's secret societies or whoever it is.
Aliens.
Bro, you never know, man. It could be I mean, like, the Epstein files was dropped on the world, right?
Yeah,
and then here we are 3 months later, right? And people have basically forgotten about it. It's been swished under the rug. People have sort of realized how uncomfortable it made them. And then all of a sudden, feminism, like toxic masculinity, kids are in some of the worst states they've ever been at as teenagers. There's blokes out there expecting girls to be a certain way for them.
Incorrect.
Yeah, there's young girls out there that have this idea of what a man should be. And
facts.
Have you seen Louis Theroux's new documentary about it all?
Yeah, I don't rate that documentary though.
I don't either.
I don't rate it. I think there's a difference, bro. There is a big difference between being an alpha and being a masculine male.
Yeah, okay.
You know, do you know what I mean by that?
So explain that to us.
So like a masculine male leads by example with Christian values, you know, they move with integrity and honor.
Yeah, okay.
And they move with love and courage and, you know, and they care for their people. I think the people on that documentary are very self-driven.
Yeah.
You know, it's they're promoting the wrong side of masculinity, you know, although they're promoting good things as well, you know, like get in the gym, get ripped. I'd say that to anyone, you know, work on yourself and, you know, try grow a business and all of that. But just the way they hold themselves and then they, you know, they promote themselves a certain way. I just think it's actually very, it's not good for young males because they see the way they treat women and everything. And biblically, like, you know, women are actually God's gift to the earth. we wouldn't be who we are without them. That's the truth, man. I've been called a misogynist so many times. I'm like, all right, whatever. Like I say it how it is, but I truly believe that we do everything, every decision we make, whether we say it to ourselves or not, it's in some way connected to a woman. Whether it's to provide for your daughter, provide for your wife, your partner, you know, or even if you're not in a situation where you've got a partner, you've got kids, the decisions of the way you hold yourself is simply to attract women.
Well, yeah, I mean, like you said before, we're men, like
biological, right? Like you can't argue with it. But they promote some bad things on that documentary, you know. But yeah, I have seen it, didn't rate it.
I'm glad that you agree. I'm glad that we agreed on that, because it's actually sort of the underlying topic of this podcast that I wanted to put forward to you. Like, obviously, we'll introduce yourself, explain some of the stuff you've been through. Yeah, got some of your merch up. You got a sick jumper there, your water bottle, and this and that. But like,
dropping soon. Yeah,
but what I actually, we'll get to that later. We'll touch on all that later. But what I wanted to talk to you about was your content that you put out. Is strong.
Thank you.
Good moral content in a world with people like Andrew Tate. Not a fan of him, bro. Not a fan in any way. Like,
bro, I get asked questions like this, you know, all the time. Like, what do you think of Tate, or what do you think of Trump and all this? Like, look, I don't dislike any of them. I also don't idolize any of them. I don't idolize anyone else but Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? So, look, there are things that Andrew Tate says that I 100% agree with. 100% agree with. Then there's things that he says that I can't stand either, you know? And like, look, at the end of the day, being a salesman myself, I understand what he's trying to do, and he's bringing clout, because attention is king these days. It's the biggest currency in the world, attention. Social media driven, everything is how you make money, you know? So he's selling himself in a way. And like I said to you out there, you can't play two sides of the fence. Like, you can't, not everyone's going to like you. You can't be liked by all people. And he's chose to go the route where he's disliked. He talks very controversial and stuff. I agree with some of the stuff he says. I don't agree with some of the stuff he says, you know, but.
Do you think that what he's doing, being a self-driven, like, what he does with his business and his content and all that, do you think that it's selfish in a way where it's not paving the way for the younger generation?
Look, like I said, I agree with a few things that he says. So when he promotes, let's use heartbreak, for example. You know, when a man goes through heartbreak, there is no better time in life than to grind. You know, and he promotes things like, if a woman breaks your heart, you get back up every single day, you do your duty as a man, you keep working, you grind, you get in the gym, you get in shape. I agree with all of that. You know what I mean? And it has started this big wave of the younger generation of men getting into the gym. And I will always stand by that, you know, because it's something I'll promote myself. But what was your question again? So,
do you think that his selfish ways of promoting for his business and to get himself where he needs to be, do you think it's a realistic way to follow for young men in our society?
No, because not everyone can do it. Not everyone can do it, bro. So like we said about being a perfectionist, bro, like, you look at someone like that, they're like, oh, if he can do it, I can do it. You know, and then it leads young men to make bad decisions when promoting themselves. You know, they try to be controversial. They say things that are bang out of order and morally incorrect. You know, and then, so there are definitely things that he says that I don't agree with, and I don't believe are morally correct as well. So, like, he's doing a good thing. He's also not. I get what you mean. Like,
I mean, there's so much going on with men at the moment. Like, you got that end of the spectrum, and then I actually tell you a fucking wild story. Like, there was this group of friends, right? And there was one of them who was like really overweight, and another friend in that group of friends, right, decided to send his mate a message every day for like 3 years, like, you're a fat cunt, you're a piece of shit. Like,
bring back bullying.
Yeah, just bro, like, and so bullying. Like he relentlessly, and some would call it bullying. Like others in the friend group were like, "Bro, he's gonna kill himself. Like, fucking stop it." But this guy has lost like 30 kilos and he's in like the best shape of his life. And it's so funny how the internet's divided over this. Like, you've got all these soft-driven people who are saying, how could you do that to your friend? Like, how could you put that much effort into it by like every day, bro? His birthday, Christmas, his mum's birthday, his wife's birthday, like every fucking day. And when this guy had done a video and spoke about it, he was like, I fucking love that cunt.
Yeah. Do you know what? You know what a true friend does?
Shows up,
tells the truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tells the truth, bro. And if you don't like it, guess what? You're going to go work on it. You know, but I understand, like speaking from, like you say, like, oh, he's going to top himself or whatever.
Yeah.
It happens, of course. Like it does happen. So there's a fine line. But look, the reality is what social media is promoting, like all this, like, I don't know what it is about promoting overweight people online, like my body, like body positivity. Like, you're encouraging them to be unhealthy. That's the reality. Like, yes, okay, you have the right to pick and choose and live your life however you want to live it, but you're living it wrong and you're going to die early. So if you're friends with that person that could potentially die early and you do not say, hey, you're overweight, you need to get in the gym, you need to eat healthy, you are part of the problem. Speak the truth. Don't worry. Well, yes, worry about feelings, but if it's going to save their life, just speak the truth.
I guess that's where the society that we're living in is, it's very eggshells, isn't it? And from what we know of recovering and some of the other stuff we've been through, I guess not everybody understands that sort of grit and grind that you have to put in to get there, eh?
Yeah, so like I said, there's a fine line.
Yeah.
Like when I say that, like I mean it from a respectful place. You know, I'm not here to like beat people down or anything like that, you know, like, but if you're overweight, like it's a problem. It's a lack of discipline. And you need to do something about it if you want to live a healthy life, if you want to be there for your children. Yeah. You know, like that's really, it comes from a good place, you know, like you shouldn't be promoting people to be unhealthy. That's the reality, I think. And, the world's just back to front these days, bro.
Yeah, back it's very front. I mean, I'm really enjoying this conversation because I've been waiting for someone to be able to sit down and have a conversation like this with, where I don't have to watch myself. I don't have to watch what I say, or like I can sort of speak freely, and I'm not sort of worried about what people are going to say, I suppose, because I know my listeners and my fan base that I am growing are like our sort of people, you know, like.
And you know what, bro? It doesn't matter, because what matters is the truth.
Yeah.
It does not matter. Like, I will not sell out on my character for a view, for a like, for someone else's feelings. If what I'm saying is going to impact the majority of people and turn their life around, then I'm going to say it. And if the small percentage of people don't like it, then so be it. I'll deal with the backlash. I'll deal with the hate. It is what it is. And I'm sure you will too. Like,
we already get it anyway, don't we?
Oh, 100%, man. I've got people commenting on my videos like, once a junkie, always a junkie.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, fair enough.
I mean, I learned something massively from Johnny Mountain on last week's episode. Like, you said you watched it. Like, his story was fucking crazy, man. And just for him to walk out of some of those situations where he was around some big people and some big contracts, like some big thing, and he just, no, like, fuck this. Like, I am not going against who I am as a person, and I really respect him for that, eh?
100%, bro. Integrity all the way. Like, that's another thing that us men don't have. You know, like back in the day, bro, you could do a $1 million contract deal with this.
Yeah.
Simple handshake, and you can look them in the eye and you know you can trust them. You know?
Not now.
Not now, bro. Too many snakes, too many sly people. Yeah.
I mean, it's like the NBA in America, right? You've got your one guy like LeBron James or whatever who's on $30-40 million a year contract. And then all the other guys that are on the bench they're on like $1 million contracts and they're just waiting for their turn, like from whatever's going to come up, whether it's going to be injury, whether they're actually going to get their shot, whether someone's going to fuck up outside of the arena and make a bad decision and blow up and get kicked off for social reasons or whatever. Like, I guess one thing I've learned in my recovery as well is like, you're always replaceable, you know what I mean? Should never be
in any workplace, anywhere you go, you are replaceable. Yeah. And that's why it's your duty to perform. It is. Like, and it's a man's duty to perform.
Goes back to what you were saying before about being the perfectionist and stuff. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, man. It's just, I suppose it's the way that you go about it.
Yeah, 100%.
If it doesn't fucking go your way, you got to get back up and dust yourself off and
try
then
again.
Go back with that same mind state again.
Facts, bro. And you never lose though, do you?
Nah.
That's one thing I had to realize, like, every slip up, you gain knowledge.
Yeah,
knowledge can't be taken away from you anyway.
I guess there's a really good way to go about that as well. Like, if you go into it scared, I'm going to fail. Like, I see fail as first attempt in learning, like FAIL.
There is no winning without failure.
Yeah. Like every sports person or every fucking idol that you see has grinded away at whatever they're trying to perfect for that many times, like 100 times, 200 times, 500 times.
And you don't see that.
Nah.
What you see on social media is you see them winning.
Yeah.
Oh, I can do that. Yeah, but can you get up every day consistently?
It's like, it goes back to what we were saying before about young men and where young men are at in our society is they're only seeing these guys with the car or they're doing this and that. And like, the truth of it is a lot of those guys have fucking gone and just lent that Audi or that Porsche from the fucking dealer for a couple of hours.
You know
and
those people on social media, high ticket sales, like, I've got the thing for you. They rented that Lamborghini, brother. Anyone can do it.
It's a big fucking thing, man.
Yeah, 100%. Social media is fake. It's corrupt. It's the downfall of society ever since it started. You know? Now let's just use it to our advantage.
Well, I mean, in the age that we are and the generation that we come from as young men and what we're doing, like, I guess we can use it to our advantage to try and get ourselves to where we need to be because that's the society we're living in at the moment. So if we can promote healthy masculinity, I suppose you could call it, or like speaking your truth or building your brand or following your dreams of whatever you're going to do, then
just changing your life around. Hey, like that's all it is, man. Like, you just got to want better all the time.
So off the back of that, how long did it take you to realize that you were better than drugs and you were better than all of this, man?
Well, I'm going to, like, honestly, this is me being vulnerable, real vulnerable. I don't think I am.
Okay.
I still got the demons,
Yeah.
Still got the demons, bro. And unfortunately, that's the curse that I live with. It's a double-edged sword, you know what I think? Nothing I do is good enough, even though I'm doing a lot, I have things to be proud of, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I can't, but what I can answer is, like, I know something so clear, and that is I wouldn't be here today if I was still heavy into drugs and alcohol.
Yep.
That's what I know. So that's what I'm grateful for. I made it out. I'm here to tell the story, and that's it. So with my sobriety, bro, I didn't really have, well, I did have, with sobriety, bro, I didn't have like one wake up call that sort of sprung it. It was a long, long period of time, a lot of failure, a lot of broken promises, a lot of lies to myself, a lot of trying again, a lot of relapsing. But what I will say is when I decided to stop being an absolute piece of shit, right?
Yeah.
Was when I went through this traumatic experience, like, and, I went through so much in such a small period of time where it's like, if I make it through this, I have to change. Like, I don't get another option. And then that's when I got into the gym. This was years ago. I was still an addict. I was still indulging, but at least I knew I wanted more. So I started envisioning myself sober. Like, I've always had big dreams. I've always been very ambitious, very hungry. It's like, I can't do that. I can't live that life still being intoxicated, So then I started making change. Yeah, that was a hell of a 2 weeks. Hell of a 2 weeks that I went through, bro. Like,
fucking tell me about it, man.
yeah.
I remember the first 2 weeks in jail, man.
Yeah.
It was fucking hell, bro.
Yeah.
It was hell because I went from using every day. And when I say that, I mean it. Like, I was fucking belting the gear. And like, it was around, man. It was like some people would, I've had people say before, like, hey, you didn't fucking use every day like that. Like, bro, like,
I did.
fuck yeah, I did, man. Like, even when I had nothing, I get all my wash bags out, all my little bits and put it all together. Like, I always had something. There's always scripts.
There's always resin.
Yeah, there was always something there, man. And
there's
so,
always pills under the bed and in the drawers, bro. Like,
you know it, man.
Yeah, there's always something, bro. Facts.
Remember when I used to have heaps, I used to get like a bag, like get like a half weight, split it up into all like packets or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'd go around where I lived and I'd just
hide around the house.
I'd just flick them on top of the cupboards and shit, man.
Yeah,
flick it on top of the fridge, under a cabinet or like something like that. And when I had nothing, I used to rip my fucking house apart, bro. And I'd find something like, even when I was living on the streets, like when I'd done that big stint just being homeless and fucked up, like I'd go around to all these different spots where I had bags and shit, like rip all my stuff out, go through the jumper pockets, like look in socks or whatever. And I'd always have something, man.
100%, bro. No, I've been through similar things, bro. Like I've talked about it before, bro. The amount of random ass pills I find in, you know, bedroom doors, like bedroom drawers, under my bed, bro. Like I'm eating old pills that have probably been under my bed for years, bro. You know,
out of date by 2 years or so.
Out of date cough syrup, bro. Like just anything, bro. Just to.
Well, I mean, that's why we're here today talking as well. Like it's another reason, like we don't take it lightly.
No.
We say it like this because we can speak about it comfortably.
Yeah.
But like for people listening, what's something that you would like, what's a bit of advice you'd pass on to someone who's struggling at the moment?
Struggling with addiction right now.
Yeah.
Struggling with addiction and want out of addiction from that point of view.
Yeah.
Man, have a higher standard for yourself, and if you want, jump on my socials and listen to some of the rules, because those rules will help your process. But you know, it takes a lot of discipline and restraint, bro, and self-control, bro. And here's one thing: when you're battling with addiction, you ain't battling with the substance. You're battling with what's underneath that substance, the reason you use it. You know, and I always say to people, there is a substance for every single thing you're feeling. Got insomnia?
Fuck yeah.
Xanax.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to get on with your day? Dexamphetamine. Gear. There's always something. Alcohol for the confidence. There's always something. Like, so what I would say is, what's your drug of choice? Okay. Why do you use that drug? This is the reason why it brings me peace.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, well, start finding how to bring peace other ways, you know, and dig deep, bro, because it's going to be a hell of a journey, brother, and don't give up.
Did you know, man, in New Zealand, right, and America, they have adverts on TV for prescription medication? How fucking crazy is that, bro? Like, so like in America, if you're sitting back watching TV, if you're watching like whatever's on.
Yeah, you want some Xans?
And it literally comes up on the TV, like having a bad day, like have some Percocet. Like,
yeah.
It's fucking crazy, bro.
It's
like,
bad, bro. It's all profit.
Well, I mean, if we're just going off what we were talking about before about toxic masculinity and all the rest of it.
Everything is a lie. Everything's a lie. Everything you see on social media, anything the government are telling you, it's a lie. If it's pushed heavily, it's a lie.
And the pharmaceutical companies own
everything.
It's fucking insane, bro. When you go down that rabbit hole and you search up, like, what does Pfizer own? And you actually see the list of companies that are owned by Pfizer. If you don't know what Pfizer is, it's the leading medication manufacturer of the world across every country across the world. They make everything from vaccines to Valiums.
Yeah, don't get me started on vaccines, bro.
Yeah, no, we won't go down that road.
Not that rabbit hole.
We've only got fucking...
Don't vaccinate your children.
No, we've got 9 minutes left. We've got... How crazy is that? How quick an hour goes, bro?
Crazy, bro. Absolutely crazy. I've gone for days, eh?
It's like another thing I want to do to level up with the pod as well. Like, I want to start doing some longer form.
Yeah.
So like we can start out like what we're doing, but then chuck another hour on the back of it and do like a 2-hour pod of just a good solid chat for blokes to listen to.
Yeah, 100%.
And take away
anything.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's fucking heaps of shit people could have taken from this hour that we've spoken about now.
Well, I hope so, bro, because that is the plan, man.
Like I said before, this is a non-scripted podcast.
Yeah.
This is just me and you talking, bro. And I just met you fucking what? Like just now.
Literally the power of social media, eh?
It's, man, like.
Crazy.
I feel like that's the beauty of like men in another way too. Like you get a group of guys together, man, and like.
Drop the ego.
Yeah.
You know, if you drop the ego and you give them a chance, you could probably get along with most of them, you know.
Yeah.
But as we do, you know, you got to walk into a room or, you know. But you could all get along if we tried.
I mean, let's have a look at these and hold some of these up to the camera, man.
Yeah, bro.
What do you got here? Some nice stickers. Look at that.
Yeah, that says relentless. That's the slogan of the brand, relentless by nature. Yeah, bro.
As you can see the hoodie up here as well behind us on the camera, people. Relentless by nature.
Yep.
That is a fucking nice hoodie, bro.
Thank you very much, bro. It's unreleased, bro. That's actually that's the final sample there, bro. It's going to be available in 2 colorways. It's all the product is black, yellow on black and pink on black.
I feel like that's a good color scheme to go with, eh?
Yeah, bro. I rate the yellow, bro. Like, and for anyone unaware,
yeah, grab them out, hold them up to the camera, man.
Grab this, bro. It's good. But this logo here, so LP obviously stands for Locals Potential, and if you can't see, that is Perth City skyline inspired by Wu-Tang Clan, and it's got our city there because it matters where you come from.
Yeah, fucking
oath. You know what I mean? It's not a brand for me, and it's not a brand for everyone. It's a brand for the unheard, bro.
Yep.
The unheard, the unseen, the ones that, you know, that have gone through the same stuff as us. It's like a badge that they can wear. That's the plan anyway, bro. That's the plan in my head. And, you know, it's a 10-year stint, bro. I'm not in it for the short game.
I mean, that's obviously another reason why I wanted to talk to you again today. Like, tell us about briefly the birth of this. Like, what inspired this all, man?
Just my story, bro, and just like I said, like where we come from, man. I just feel like our city gets slept on.
Yeah.
Our city gets slept on big time. And there's a reason for that. And I don't, like, sorry if I disrespect anyone saying this, bro, but I don't really know of anyone big that has come from our city, you know what I mean? Like, and it sucks because we've got so much untapped potential, and that's what the brand is, Locals Potential. It's for people with potential that, you know, are just grinding but don't get the recognition that they deserve, you know? So,
I mean, I tell you what, I'll be fucking repping it.
Oh, I appreciate that,
100% for sure. Like, I feel like it's our time. And like, there's only one person I know from Perth, and I may have got this wrong, but I'm 98% sure that I'm right. Have you heard of Street X before?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So I did a podcast here with a guy named Mateus who owns Il Local Pizza.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's done some fucking cool shit with him.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he's a Perth boy, man.
Yeah,
he's been around to America, doing all his street branding, all his clothing and shit. But you're not wrong when you say that, man.
That's why I said, like, before to the camera, like, sorry if I disrespect anyone saying this, you know, because there is people out there, you know, and shout out Complete. Shout out Complete.
Yep.
Shadow. You know, in the rap scene, you know, there's a few people, you know, there's a few up-and-coming artists as well, bro. Like, I'm big on hip-hop, bro. As you can see, I got it all tattooed on me, but...
Hip-hop. Good old hip-hop.
Hip-hop, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, bro.
There's a few people coming up at the moment, actually.
Yeah, there's a few undergroundies as well, bro. Like, yeah, there is one fella that I keep seeing on Insta. I can't remember his name, bro, but...
It's not Alter, is it?
Nah. He's got some like Wu-Tang type vibe, bro. Like some old school 90s, like late 80s. It's dope, bro. It's good to see, bro. Keep hip hop alive.
So where do you see this going?
Well, like I said, bro, like obviously I'm inspiring to be a bodybuilder, bro.
Yeah.
That's my priority, bro, you know, is right now, Jesus Christ, self-development, bodybuilding, and you know, in my head, it all goes together. Content creation,
Yeah.
a brand, bodybuilding in the fitness industry, and that, you know. So, like, look, I'll work hard, and fingers crossed that it does get to where I think it can go, and hopefully, like, when people wear the brand, you know, they know that they represent something, bro, and they represent, you know, tough times and being relentless by nature, you know.
I'm just going to put this out there, right? I reckon me and you are going to sit down in a room in about 2 or 3 years' time.
Yeah.
And I reckon we're going to have another chat that is very different to what this is. Like, I'm at episode 36 now.
Yeah. Congratulations, bro.
You're doing all this. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I reckon things are going to go very, very well for me and you, my friend.
Yeah, bro. Well, that's what we do it for, you know, and like, let's help as many people along the way, bro. I think that's what matters, bro. Honestly, that's the end result, bro.
Yep.
And, you know, hopefully get a few people into heaven along the way.
Man, like, there's a lot going on in Perth, like you said before.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that as well.
No.
A lot of people sort of sweep it under the rug like this is, you know, Perth or sleepy old Perth or this and that. But like, man, shit's hectic out there on the streets.
It's getting bad out there, bro. It's getting worse and worse and worse, man. Like, I've heard stories of, you know, 16-year-olds running around with guns and everything on them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, and that might scare a lot of people, but this does happen, and it is happening. And, you know, these younger men, anyone that is going through it, I would recommend 3 things. You need 3 goals. You need a financial goal, which is, well, not a financial goal, but you need something that's like career driven.
Yeah, 100%.
A purpose to work to. And that could just be like simply setting a savings goal and working towards that.
Yeah.
And then you need like a health goal, and that could look like, you know, fitness, the gym. I'd recommend lifting weights 100%. And then you need a spiritual goal, bro. I think you need those 3 goals, and you'll find your purpose along the way. Like,
it's kind of like the Rubik's Cube, eh? Like, keep twisting until you find your color scheme, so to speak.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like, and like, I'll always pick Jesus Christ, like, and that's what well, I'm not going to promote it because each of their own, but you know, like, spiritual goal could look like, you know, just at least investigating, starting somewhere, you know, and then you need a financial goal. And
could be anything, bro. Could just be looking into your family heritage to see like where you come from, you know.
Yeah, bro. It actually could be 100%.
So how do people find the water bottles and the jumpers to be, man?
Yeah. So you can purchase them now, www.localspotential.com. Website's live. You can hit the socials. Got Locals Potential business page on Instagram. I've got my own personal socials, of course, just Jordi Britton _. Got TikTok. You can find it. Type in Locals Potential. You can purchase them online. It's only the bottles that are available. Stickers are available. 3 different lid options. Also air fresheners as well that I didn't bring in. Just a few accessories to keep the brand alive while I'm like building something. The clothing will be coming soon. I'm not going to give a date, but it's coming soon. There's gym towels that are coming soon. They'll be dropping soon on the website live as well. And yeah, we just go from there, bro, and see what happens.
Get them out to the boys, man. Get them out to Jackson. Get them out to from 180 Fitness.
Yeah.
Send him a care package, bro.
Yeah,
Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me, man. Like,
100%, man.
Yeah. I mean, I want to keep talking. I want to keep talking, but I think, like, I say this with a lot of people, but we're going to have to sit down later in the year, get you to come back in.
Ep 2. Recall it, eh?
Yeah, 100%,
Run
man.
it back.
So, I mean, this episode's simply just been a free-flowing chat of 2 guys that are having a crack, speaking their mind.
Yeah.
You know, 7:30 on a Thursday night. So thank you so much for coming in, man. But
I appreciate the opportunity, bro. Like, I've enjoyed it as well.
Yeah.
That's funny, bro. Like, because my missus had to call me before and make sure you don't just treat it like business, you know, and enjoy it, engage in conversation, you know,
man.
like, and I have, bro. So, shout out the recovery tapes.
You'll see the tags anyway when we do the social clips. So for everybody listening, if you want to find Jordi, you want to give him a follow, you want to find out what his brand is or any of this stuff there, it'll be available for you. So the tags will be there on social media from my platform if you are following me. So thank you so much for coming on, man. I really appreciate it,
bro. Nah, thank you, bro.
Just before we go, man, hit us with one positive quote or some form of motivation that you've got that you sort of live by for people to sort of take from this right at the very end, man.
I'm always going to go to Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, and for those that believe in him shall not perish but have eternal life. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but to save the world through him. Bang.
There we go. All right, guys. Well, I have another big episode coming up after this one. So depending on how the editing and stuff goes for me, there might be a skip week in between this one, between the next one. But when I say I've got a big guest coming on, we do have a big guest coming on. I mean, not that you wasn't a big guest, not that the guest before wasn't a big guest, but I'm pretty keen to say you heard me say it off camera, but yeah.
Congrats, bro. No, I hope you blow up, eh?
Yeah, man.
You deserve it, bro.
Thank you so much. But for everybody out there that's in recovery or even just my everyday, every week listeners, thank you for your support and love, and stay tuned for more content, and we'll see you again next week for episode number 37. Peace.